Engineering and Management, Kolkata. Today, on behalf of Law Department of UEM Kolkata, we would like to telling you why you should choose law as your career and why UEM provide you the right career and the right job for you in law. Today, renowned expert Dr. Shambhu Prasad Chakraborty, Head and Research Fellow of West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, will guide us to choose the right career path for you in law. Over to you, sir.
Well, I should also thank the university for giving me the opportunity to speak to a lot of people who are here and who are planning to move forward with their life, with their career, and maybe some of the parents are also there today in the audience. Before I move forward with this talk, I would like to say that law is a tool that can be used to empower people, to empower the society, to take the society to the next level. So I personally believe, that a person who knows the law and a person who does not, there is a huge difference and gap. And this particular gap can be bridged only when a person knows the law. Well, I don't believe that a law profession is for everybody. I believe law profession is for those who believe in themselves, who thinks that they have the ability, they have the courage, they have the potential to lead their country, to lead their organization, to lead the entire human race. If you take the example of greatest leaders in our country, including that of the great Mahatma Gandhi ji, you'll find that he also was a student of law. Now, the point is that, law empowers, as I told you. And once these young people plan to take up law as a career, they start to get empowered with the knowledge, with the law. And they are not only empowering themselves, but they're also empowering the society on a great level. Because every time, one person needs the advice of a lawyer, these young people can come up and give them the direction, give them the way by which, law can be addressed, law can be helping them to take their endeavor to the next level. As I told you, law is not meant for everybody. Law is meant for those who, I think, who work in furtherance of developing justice not only for the individual family, not for oneself, but a comprehensive, justice system, which will not only protect one person, but which will uphold the spirit of rule of law. Now, since these young people are planning, to come up and study this course, I would say that this course creates an individual, takes this individual to a different human being, different personality altogether. Now, in Hinduism, there is a concept called Dijo. Dijo means a new birth. The Brahmins, once they are entering this particular ritual of the string ceremony, they're considered to be of a different human being. As a matter of fact, I believe that law itself is something of that stature, if not more. I think, law makes a person which is completely different from what he was before he studies this particular law course. Now, why I'm telling you this, why this person becomes a different person altogether is because, number one, he learns a few important things during these 5 years of their internship. their relationship with law. Number one, they learn how to deviate. They learn how to argue a particular point. They learn how to interpret a particular thing. They learn how to defy another person without losing his or her cool. This subject, law, also teaches, a person how to accommodate other people, how to accept a belief or faith which perhaps he does not believe in oneself. But still, this particular subject gives a very, very different, perspective to human mind, to human analysis. Here, a child who enters this profession and learns the various aspects of law, learns how to interpret. Interpreting is one of the most important area and the most important or the core area, of legal discourse. Like, I'll just give an example of how people interpret. A poet, interpret in a different way. A scientist, interpret perhaps the same thing in a different way. A religious thinker or a prophet perhaps thinks and believes a particular challenge can be addressed in a specific way. So as a matter of fact, all different people of different professions learn their own unique way of interpreting a particular thing. Now, what is unique in legal profession is that the lawyers, those people who study law, they learn not only one dimension of interpretation, but they learn the various dimensions of interpretation. That's why they are more of an inclusive set of people. And perhaps that is why, a lawyer is best fitted to represent any person. Say, for example, if a painter and his work has been, which has been copyrighted or has been theft, he comes to a lawyer for redressal. Say, for example, a doctor is having a problem. Perhaps he has lost his job because of some sort of a negligence which has been claimed. So he's represented by an advocate. So whether it's an engineer who makes a construction and the construction fails, he also approaches an advocate. A politician who has been caught on the wrong foot, again has to take care, take a recluse rather to an advocate to assist. How can a person, be capable of representing n number of professionals, n number of people in the same platform? I think, this is only possible when a young guy studies law, and no other discourse, I think, can make him what these 5 years can make him to be a different person. I'll just give another example. Suppose A enters a room and tells and talks about something which is called, abortion. I think all of us are aware of the problem of abortion, especially when it comes to female feticide. Now look at the different dimensions that I'm trying to tell you. Mr. A in the discussion tells, abortion is completely illegal. Why? Why? He said that this is because, it is against the spirit of all religion. No religion tells that you should abort. As a matter of fact, why you brought that in your own body if you're not willing to carry it forward? And as a matter of fact, when you're killing that particular fetus, you're killing an innocent life. It should be given the worst of punishment that's available, because you're not only killing a human being, you're killing a human being who do not have a defense. You're killing a human being who do not even have the voice to represent that he is being killed, or it has been killed, or she has been killed. That is perhaps a perception of Mr. A. Mr. B, opposes Mr. A and tells that, well, I believe that you're wrong. And you're wrong because there are many situations, as a matter of fact, where abortion has or needs to be done. And as a matter of fact, this has been accepted by almost all courts across the world. Say, for example, if the child grows up and the child is in such a way that it will kill the mother. So I think, there is no other option but to remove the fetus. When A and B are discussing a particular thing, C comes in, okay? And C tells that, why are you discussing on such trivial things? Fetus is like that of an appendix, When somebody has a sore appendix, he goes to the doctor and operates it. So it all depends upon the mother and her will, whether she wants to take the child or not. And she has all the right to birth. Now, these three interpretations that I gave on the same aspect, which is a very common aspect of debate, are three different dimensions of a particular concept. And all these dimensions are right. All the interpretations that have been given by these three people are correct. And it is only when a particular situation, a particular case fits in that particular situation or circumstances, the court decides in a particular way, or the common or the local people or the thought gets inclined towards accepting that particular interpretation given by law. So I personally believe, law is something which helps the person, helps any individual, to go beyond his physical existence. You can, after studying law, take yourself away from your human body and look at the entire area from a higher perspective, even when you are one of the players within that particular society. And then you are in a position to look much further than any other person who can normally look from a particular position. So I think law empowers you. And it is also important for everyone to understand that law presumes that once you cross the age of 18, you are aware of law. There is a Latin phrase which states that ignorantia juris non excusat, which means ignorance of law is not an excuse. So that means if you're ignorant of law, you cannot say, I never knew this. And you cannot get the benefit out of your ignorance. You will be penalized. You will be taken care by law. You'll be brought to justice by the law enforcement agency. So I think from all the perspectives, anybody who wants to join this profession must join this profession with the idea, with the objective that they are going to be the change makers. Okay. And indeed, you can be a change maker, whether it's Margaret Thatcher, whether it's a work on the procedural laws and how, trials can be done in a very short span of time without wastage of a lot of time and without laminishing people who are not really convicts in jail, are nothing but the mind of a lawyer. So those people, who are planning to join a law course, I would say that you are that part of a bigger whole. You are that small institution of a bigger institution which have to work on a synchronized basis together. If you take the example of a mechanical clock or a watch, there are so many small parts. And let me tell you that each small part has its own small role. And if one small role is not being performed properly, then the entire mechanism of the clock is infringed and the clock does not work properly. So in order to make those small parts work, in order to make these small things work, I think institutions like this, institutions like the public sector universities, many other private sector universities who are imparting legal education, needs to understand this strongly, that every student, counts. And it is how these young people becomes the change maker can really one day, I think, we can all really one day believe, and we can really think that, our country can move from where it stands today to the next level, and maybe sometime much, much higher than any other countries. Before I end my, scheduled time that has been allotted to me, one thing I would like to tell all those people who are planning to join law, and that is, you have to be above the standard in all perceptions. And the most important perception that I'd like you people to understand is the perception of morality. All young people who are planning to take up this course must be morally very strong, morally very sound, and must make, one thing very clear. They must make themselves distinctible from all other people. You're not going to sell yourself for a few paise. You're not going to sell yourself for a few amount of money. You need to understand that you are above money. Money is something which can never buy you and your thoughts. Remember one thing, bereft of morality, nothing could be achieved. What to speak of law? That means bereft means without morality, you can achieve nothing, whatever profession you choose. You're not going to shine, let me assure you this. And what to speak of law? Law is far, far away. So with these words today, I would want you people to rethink what you're planning to do in the years to come. Whether you want to only count money, only take your life with the perception of certain human fun and enjoyment, or you want to take that particular role by which you can take your country forward, take your institution forward, take the entire human race forward. Let me tell you one last thing. Today we're enjoying human rights. Remember, someday, somewhere, like someone like Malala, who got a Nobel, she was attacked many a times. Peace Prize she got. Somewhere, like her, somebody sometimes said that we need to be represented like that of human being. We are not mere animals. We have to understand that. And that particular person's thought today have engulfed into something. And on the 10th of December in the year 1948, we had the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, where all the countries who signed this accepted these basic standards of human rights. And we all have to respect that, and we have the Constitution protecting those rights. So maybe one small idea, maybe one small revolution from you can one day change the entire human race, human civilization. And let me tell you once again before I say goodbye to everybody, you need to be a change maker. You need to be someone different in order to join law. You cannot be simply another human being who wants to live a life just like that. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for giving me a patient hearing. And thank you once again, the university, who have come up very recently with the law course. And I believe, the infrastructure that you are providing, I've joined, I've been a part in a few programs of yours. I've been invited to speak, to address a few challenges like appointment of faculties, etc. I think, young universities are making a difference, just like young people who are taking up law courses. And I'm sure that the university will take this challenge to take these young people forward and be responsive to the challenges that the country is facing and address them properly. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity.